I don't know why, but it seems that so many of the classic hikes in Southern California involve tough climbs to lofty summits with amazing views, so at least you get some compensation for all that effort. But why do they have to be so hard? We begin this classic hike at the sometimes busy Manker Flat parking area above Mount Baldy Village and below the Mount Baldy ski area. Directions to the trailhead are in the description. We go through this gate and continue up a paved road passing several cabins tucked into the hillside. In about a half mile, we come to San Antonio Falls. Okay, let's get this naming thing out of the way. San Antonio is the official name of the peak everyone knows as Baldy. The original Tongva native name was Yoat, meaning snow. And then, according to some stories, in the 1840s, a rancher named Antonio Maria Lugo dubbed it San Antonio after his patron saint, Anthony of Padua, who, among other things, is the saint of lost things. How that applies to this mountain, I have no idea. From here, the road turns to dirt and continues uphill at a comfortable pace. See this trail that comes up about a mile after we started? Well, we don't take it. It does go to the peak, however, but we're taking a different route. We will come back down on this trail, but for the meantime, we're going up the road. The road climbs alongside the top of Manker Canyon. While it doesn't always have the more intimate feeling of a trail slicing through thick woods, it can be scenic nonetheless. And the views prepare us for all the landscape goodness ahead. After more than 2 miles, we reach the ski lift that runs on a limited basis and between snowy seasons. More on that later. As compensation for this intrusion into the wilderness, we have our first good look at the Baldy Bowl and the summit. It's more than 3 miles to get there. We also get a view of the Devil's Backbone ridgeline, which we will be ascending soon. At this switchback, veer left. This is one of those hikes where many of the route-finding decisions involve choosing the direction that's going up. This brings us to Mount Baldy Notch, the hub for winter ski operations. Now, if you just can't stand the climb anymore, you could always bail here and take the ski lift down. But it's only open on Friday afternoons and the weekends. And if you're hungry after 11 o'clock, you can always eat at the Top of the Notch restaurant, which is right here. We make our way through the ski area, going pretty much straight past this building and to a road that goes, yes, uphill. And then, once again, the road splits and we take the high route, or headed left. In what seems like a consistent theme these days, we pass a burn area. This one being the 2024 bridge fire. It was responsible for this area being closed until recently. After more sweat, we come to this fence where our route goes left through the last of the ski runs. One more road junction. This time continue straight on the wider of the two choices. The road starts to narrow and turn to trail while hugging the ridgetop. We reach the start of the Devil's Backbone Trail and perhaps the most challenging section of our hike. You'll see what I mean in a minute. At first, Mount Baldy hides behind Mount Harwood, which we will skirt by in a bit. It should be obvious by now just how exposed this trail is, dropping off on either side. My suggestion would be that if you want to sightsee, do it with your feet firmly planted. People have been known to trip and fall off the edge. No doubt they weren't watching where they were going. Or in the case of winter, generally not a good idea to be here at that time, they slipped on ice. Overall, Baldy has a deserved reputation as a dangerous place. In the last 5 years, there have been more than 100 searches and at least 6 deaths. Let's be careful out here, people. This is where acrophobia sufferers might think twice about taking this route. Having said that, the rewards of being this high up are substantial, and the scary part only lasts a few minutes before that airy, insecure feeling goes away. After hiking 5.4 miles, we come to this trail to Mount Harwood, headed to the right. We continue straight. Somewhere along here, we enter the San Gabriel Mountains National Monument, which was established in 2014. There are now 452,000 acres in the monument. That status brings with it extra protection for plant and wildlife habitat, as well as tribal antiquities. For a few minutes, the trail eases up as it traverses Mount Harwood, with Baldy now in our sights. When this post, marking the end or start of the Devil's Backbone Trail, comes into view, we're almost there. Yay! Yay! That was a hard one.
Yeah.
On this day, there's a little breeze, so the windbreak isn't really needed, but it does make for a comfy lunch spot. Is there any doubt why it's called Baldy? The views up here are vast. And unless the weather dictates otherwise, I think it's a crime not to spend some time relaxing and soaking up the fact we're on the state's 52nd tallest peak. It feels much higher than that. Going down has its challenges. Following this sign, we descend on the other side of the mountain where the trail splits and zigzags over rough and rocky terrain. Fortunately, we have the benefit of a few trail markers. However, they don't always shield hikers from taking wrong turns at unmarked spurs. My advice is choose very left rather than right, which would take us into a canyon. At the same time, we don't want to head too far left because that will take us over the ridgeline and into the incredibly steep Baldy Bowl. Eventually, we leave the ridge and plunge down through trees that provide splotches of shade. As we enter the Baldy Bowl, the trail is covered with rocks and boulders, makes the route finding a little tricky in places. Finally, we cross this creek and briefly climb to a green cabin. This is the San Antonio Ski Hut, and it's run by the Sierra Club. Cross-country skiers built it in 1938. Now, you don't have to be a Sierra Club member to spend the night here, but it is limited to 16 people. The cost is $15 for members and $20 for non-members. And I've left a link in the description for anyone who wants to arrange a stay here. By the way, we have 3 miles to go. The downhill trail from here is easily navigated, although occasionally steep and slippery. People have been known to fall off along here, so it's another place to watch our step. The trail ends near this register, and soon we're back to the road we started on this morning. A mile later, we're at the parking lot. That was a good hike.